Thank you, Admiral Richardson. Okay, the next speaker is someone who should be familiar to most of us in this community. Dr. Mik Kersten wrote the amazing book Project to Product 3 years ago, and it summarizes his 20-year journey understanding how to truly unlock developer productivity. And so over the years, he's taught us how to properly diagnose flow problems in the technology value stream so that technology can help best achieve our business goals, and how organizations can move from the world of project management to product management. Throughout this past year, we've had numerous conversations about how so many organizations are having trouble rolling out OKRs, or Objectives and Key Results, especially when top leaders overreach into the planning process using OKRs to bludgeon their favorite project or feature into the plan. Dr. Kersten will talk about his 7 years of experience using OKRs and what he's seen go right and wrong in large, complex organizations. Here's Mik.
Hello, everyone. Coming to you here from Vancouver and thrilled to be participating in the DevOps Enterprise Summit, my favorite conference of the year, both in London and in Las Vegas. And the topic for today is OKRs and DevOps, how we can go from micromanagement misery to finding flow. So I've now had 8 years of experience managing my own company with OKRs. I've noticed that over the past, especially the past few months, but really the past couple of years, as DevOps has become a CEO, an executive suite, and a boardroom topic, and as the shift from project to product has really helped more organizations focus on technology and understand how to start innovating, how to start measuring and tracking for value, this has become a really key topic where some organizations are using OKRs very effectively to better understand how to connect technology and business and deliver more for their customers, whereas others are failing in what to me were very surprising ways. So let me quickly talk to you about what I've learned within my company, supporting other organizations who are using this methodology, and then how you can apply some of these lessons to your own initiatives. So first of all, objectives and key results are just one way of tracking plans and goals. And some of these concepts will apply to any other ways that you're measuring value. There are OGSMs and other approaches. But we're going to dig in specifically to these OKRs. So the objectives are the what, and these inform actions. And they're really about finding a way of measuring value to how much we're delivering for our customers, our market, our colleagues. And the KRs, the key results, are the benchmarks for how we're doing that. So the point of OKRs is that you have around 3 to 5 of those. They're the self-limiting factor in how they cascade and how they spread across the organization. And they're really summarized very well by John Doerr's book, Measure What Matters. It came out in 2018. I'd actually been applying them for years. It was very helpful for me to see this book. I had my whole leadership team read it. But I found that with this book, there was a really significant gap. And I think this gap is where a lot of the deployments of OKRs fall into. And that's the how. How do we measure value for software delivery? Because if we don't have a consistent and clear way of measuring value, then what happens is we start measuring the wrong things. If we measure the wrong things, we often get into these pitfalls of actually slowing down our teams, of inspecting at the wrong levels, of cascading far too low, mucking and micromanaging where we shouldn't be. And so in Project to Product, I introduced the flow framework, where the flow framework was really meant to capture a way of measuring flow and connecting that to these business results, that top right part of the flow framework, where flow metrics we've been using for many years now, for 8 years now at Tasktop, for measuring key results related to flow, related to how we're delivering value for our customers, and then combining those with the business objectives of around the other financial metrics and all the other metrics in the organization. So I'll show you how we can combine these things and have them work effectively, and how in the end, it really is all about making sure that you include flow metrics in your key results in order to connect business and technology. So first of all, the question of why flow. I think in recent news, we've had really interesting examples of why flow is so important, how problematic bottlenecks can be. So we saw the entire shipping industry grind to a halt, and our products all get delayed in terms of getting to consumers because the Suez Canal became a bottleneck. And if we look at this, and we actually realize that when we have this kind of bottleneck, the entire system slows down. There have been these amazing visualizations that show how it wasn't just the ships around the canal, but the global shipping system ground to a halt. And yet we're seeing these kinds of things all over organizations. And the question is, are we actually seeing them and improving them or not? So I think if we take, as leaders of teams, of organizations, of value streams, if we take our job as improving flow, really focusing in on that second ideal of focus, flow, and joy for all our staff, all our colleagues, and for what we deliver to our customers, we need to know where our bottlenecks are. as Gene Kim channeled Goldratt in the Phoenix project, any improvement made anywhere besides the bottleneck is actually an illusion. So if we're investing elsewhere other than the bottleneck, we're not helping flow, we're not helping that focus or that joy. And the thing that made me so excited about OKRs is that I found them as a really effective tool for speeding up flow, for changing organizational conditions, investing in bottlenecks. But what I've also found fascinating is a lot of my colleagues in large organizations who've been deploying OKRs have been finding is that the OKRs are actually slowing them down. And so this seems horribly ironic and something that we really need to fix. So let's look at how these things have gone wrong. And I've had a lot of conversations, studied a lot of organizations in terms of how they've been deploying these OKRs and having things go sideways. And so these are some of the key problematic themes that I've seen. First of all, OKRs are being used for micromanaging teams and value streams. So rather than setting these organizational directions and paths and really helping everyone navigate towards that common goal, they're actually being used to track specific features, muck with roadmaps, and reprioritize things for people. And they I didn't really think they were meant for that, because in the end, if that's what's happening, we're actually reintroducing waterfall planning into our DevOps transformations and our agile processes, which is, again, kind of antithetical to the goal of why we're all here. Another really fascinating thing is using the business and financial metrics as the only key results. So what will often happen is a financial metric, such as a cost metric or a revenue metric, could be quite divorced from what a team is doing. You might have a platform team creating the new cloud infrastructure, ramping up a whole lot of SREs who might not map directly into a revenue metric, but it's still going to help this organization succeed